Guys, I'm back. You know what time it is. I'm back with another one. And today what I'm going to be talking about is volumized order blocks, integrating them into your trading. Also, obviously I'm going to talk about the fair value gaps as well that are involved with these order blocks to give you a little bit more confidence in taking trades. I'm also going to be talking about certain areas on Atos that you can integrate with these order blocks and the fair value gaps. So we all know about Atos and the way I use Atos, and looking at integrating all three of these things into your trading to then think, yeah, this is a great area to take a long or to take a short. So, what we're going to be looking at is BTC today as a fine example. So, most of you'll know if you've been watching my previous videos that I will look firstly at the daily levels where we're at. So, looking at BTC, I said the other day that we're inside this bullish fair value gap at the minute, which we are. There's no denying that. We're in a bullish fair value gap, which is from that wick to that wick. We are literally in a bullish fair value gap. So what I'll also do is, I've shown you previously, we'll get the fib. So what I'm going to do actually while I'm here, I'm gonna sort this fib out. I'm going to go into settings. I'm going to take that off, and that off. For now, I don't know if I've got any, I don't know whether that one might be it. Let me just, yeah, that's the one. So I've already got one set up, fair value gaps I call it. So I've already got this set up. So what I'll do is, I'll grab the fib. I'll go from the start of the area to this area to the top of the fair value gap, and let me just double check that I have marked that fair value gap out properly. There to there. So then I'll get the fib. I'll put my fib there to there. So in effect, I don't really need that, because what you can also do is you can fill it. You can fill that area. So let's have a little look. Background. So I can fill that area. So it's like a grey area. So you don't really need to use this box. I use the box a lot because it's generally there. So fill the area, and then you've got your fair value gap there, and then you've got your 0, your 0.5 in your one area. So as you can see at the minute, BTC is not closing or inverting this bullish fair value gap here. Okay, we're also inside a bullish order block, which they ain't a lot really, you know, compared to some of the times that we've actually looked at BTC. So if we have a little look at BTC here, so we've got another fair value gap there, and look when it comes back into that there. So we've got the fair value gap in there. That's the fair value gap. As you can see in that bearish order block there, that fair value gap has been valid once, twice. That there is a valid bearish fair value gap. It's valid for the simple fact that the price has not closed above that. If price had done something along the lines of like that, inverted it, created another one, then yeah, it probably would have broke all-time highs, which is up here, which it never did. So going back down to the most recent fair value gap, at the minute the bullish fair value gap that we're in is holding. And like I say, we've got the order block at the same time that is holding as well. Until this can start to close below this area and start to consolidate, then there's no reason at the minute, if we get some sort of consolidation like this, then we could see that big dip off like that, creating another fair value gap in this area. Until then, sit on your hands. Why take trades? There's no point. But if you're desperate for trades and you want to trade, so what we can do is we can go to the 1 hour. Can have a little look at BTC on the 1 hour. Can see that these are bearish fair value gap. There's no order block that's involved with it, but there is an order block here. So if we have a little look at this order block, did we create a bearish fair value gap inside that order block? Yes, we did. Let's have a little look here. So we've got a bearish one there. Let's drag it all the way along. So we've got a bearish fair value gap inside that order block as well. Okay. We're on the hourly. Let's keep dragging it further on. Let me make sure that's set up correctly. Let's have a little look here. Make sure we've got it set up perfect. Looks good to me. So, on the hourly, can you see how on the hourly we are not convincingly closing above the midpoint of this fair value gap? Okay? You can clearly see that we're not. So, when we're not closing up above it convincingly, so what I mean by closing up above it convincingly, you see that sort of candle there? If that candle would have closed up above here, we would have inverted that fair value gap. And we started to create bullish fair value gaps along the way. We never did. We started to see a lot of indecisiveness candles in these areas. So we've got one rejection there, we've got two rejections there, took out that liquidity, and got rejected. So then what we've done today is, like I say, I like to use the daily, but like I say, if you are desperate to take a trade, you know, and you had a little look at this, watching it on the 15-minute, you can clearly see we're not convincingly closing above it. On the hourly, even if you go down to the 4 hourly, let's have a look at the 4 hourly. So that what it there at around, yeah, that area. Even on the 4 hourly, if you're desperate to take a trade, you've not got nothing convincing you here that we could potentially be going any higher. That's my personal opinion, but I would not have been taking any long trade in this area. It just doesn't look like there's enough bullish momentum. Also, there ain't really any order block up here that's been created to think, yeah, we could be going long. So then we've got another scenario here today. That was at 1 o'clock today. I am streaming a bit, well, I'm recording this a little bit later, but I'm going to do a little bit of editing, and then you will see it, which will probably be tomorrow but it was on the 29th that I've actually done it, and it will be getting released on the 30th. So just to avoid a bit of confusion with people. So back to this area, can we see any reason to long BTC there? There's nothing convincing you here that that's closed above there to take a long. Not a chance. So even on the 4 hourly, we've come all the way back down. We've created a massive bearish fair value gap here. We've not convincingly closed above or inverted that bearish fair value gap. So there's no reason to go long at the minute. And we've also got an order block here on the daily, which is to be honest, the bulls are in effect control of this order block at the minute, because there is more buys than sells in this area. But if buyers get exhausted in this area and it actually convincingly dips below here and hits that, it could be another good time to take a short, and we're aiming for this area down here again. You know the other area is what I'm looking at. I've said previously, round this area. And if you actually have a look around this area, which is around 40k, we have got a lot of orders sat in here, and we have not tested this area yet. This is on the daily. We've also got a bullish fair value gap that has not been tapped into yet. So it wouldn't surprise me if BTC starts to do something along these lines, then start to create some bearish order float, consolidate, probably come back up, take internal liquidity, keep going down, and then back into that area down here, somewhere down here, and then fire off, and then start to create bullish order flow. Remember, this is just my personal opinion, but this is what I'm looking at as a possible scenario that could happen. So keep your eye out on these areas here. You know, we've got another bullish fair value gap there. We've got another bullish fair value gap there. Another one there. But we've not got this order block to give us that confirmation of, yeah, this could potentially be a good longing opportunity. So, like I say, we've got a bullish order block here. We had a bearish fair value gap, what was just above it. We also had another bearish fair value gap around here, which was on the 4 hourly, I think. Yeah, on the 4 hourly. And it's just, it's so simple to take these trades. But, like, I think for the past maybe 1 or 2 weeks, I've not really done much trading myself. I like to be honest. I don't think I've done much trading. And I've just been watching, because the market looks a little bit weird at the minute, and you know you could have taken this long down here because it didn't do anything like this. Look at the state of the price action here. The price action is horrible. So you could have taken that quick short down into here, aiming for this liquidity, which is around 57,790. We've not taken that out yet, but we are in a 4 hour order block and a daily order block as we speak at the minute. So I will be watching closely, and that's how you can integrate these things, the fair value gaps and the order blocks, to give you that little bit more confidence to think, yeah, but long could possibly occur here, or this area here. Yeah, shorting is a good opportunity because it's just tapping into it and tap, bang, bang, all the way down. There was another coin that I was looking at. I was having a look at BNT. I never took the trade. I'm not saying I did, because I never did. But I was looking at BNT, and we start off we're on the weekly. I dropped down into the daily. Didn't really see much on the daily. Thought, nah, I'm not really going to take up. But you can even see the price action here. This is telling you. This is literally telling you here. There's no interest. Buyers are getting exhausted. and sellers are starting to take over. Even in here, this order block, buyers weren't interested anymore. They lost interest. You started to create bearish order flow, and it starts to come down. So I went into the 1 hour. I think there were an alert on crypto whale pumps as well. So I went down into this hour here, and I thought, let's have a little look at BNT. So I had a little look at BNT, and I could see that there was a bearish fair value gap there, but I could also see that there was a small bearish fair value gap just in here. Can you see it? Just in here. So you'd have got your fib. Do your little fib. Did that convincingly close up above that bearish fair value gap and the bearish order block? No, it didn't. You can clearly see that it didn't. So then I were also on Atos here. I don't know if I've got the chart still up. I ain't got the chart open at the minute. So let me go to a chart. Let me go to BNT. So I go to BNT, and I were having a little look at BNT. And you know I like to use the value area high and things like that. So we're having a little look here, and I thought, my template. So I got my classic template, my daily one. I had a little look. Let me just sort this out for you right quickly. Auto scale. I also need to change the cluster search because it's on BTC settings. So I put it on auto filter, press OK. I remove this here, I don't need that. I've already got one set up. So looking at BNT here, even on the 5-minute chart, I'm on the hourly chart here, having a little scan. I can see that there's a bearish order block there, and there's a bearish fair value gap here as well at the same time. So I'm having a little look, and it's hit the value at today's value area high. That's yesterday's value area high, I think. Yeah, that's yesterday's value area high there, and that's today's value area high. It didn't convincingly close, but I could also see that there were a lot of sells coming in here. These red triangles are sells. So I thought, this could be a potential nice short. Value area high there. We've got an order block, an hourly order block. We've also got a bearish fair value gap here. And every time it's tried to close above that order block, it's failed. Come back down. It tried to push again, failed. So then from the hourly, I'm looking at the 5-minute to take a scalp. Can clearly see that price is struggling around this area. It's hit the value area high once again. We've also got the time pointer control here. We've got the VPOC here. And we've got the value area low. So if you'd have used these 3 things and thought, yeah, this might be a good time to take a short. I know this is in hindsight, and everybody's going to say, yeah, it is in hindsight at the minute, because like I said, I'd not traded it. But you could have had a short position here in that fair value gap. So say that's the midpoint of the fair value gap. And then what you're going to be looking at is where's the nearest bullish order block, which is here. That's your nearest bullish. So then you take profit into the midpoint of this order block. Then you've also got your value area low at 5006. And that's at 483. So 5006 was round previous day's high. So what you could have done is when you've taken that trade and it started to show that, yeah, it's coming down, soon as that starts to push down here, and it'd have only took within a few minutes. And also, even if you look at your 15-minute as well, so you've gone from your hourly, you've gone all the way from the daily all the way down, and then you've gone into your 15-minute, and you can clearly see there's a lot of sell sign here. The price is struggling to clear this order block. So you take your short here. You know, you're 8% there. That's without leverage, which is a 4.33 risk to reward. So what you're doing is you're integrating fair value gap, an order block, and your points of control. Even if you don't want to download at us. So we just go into the hourly. We get the fixed range volume profile. I do my fixed range volume profile from 12 o'clock Thursday. So say it was there. So I've done my fixed range volume profile here. You don't even need to go into Atos to do it. You can clearly see that it's above the value area high. It's well above it. Your point of control's all the way back down here at 4901 on this. You've also got your value area low at 4836. And then going back into Atos, so the VPOC was here at 5130. Your TPOC is at the 4900. And then you've got the opening line of the starting, the trading day, the starting of the trading day here. So you're just using this, and this. It's so simple. So I seen a lot of people would take it. There were a coin called Cloud, I think it was. Let me have a little look at it. I don't think there's any data on Binance of it. We'll do Bybit. So Cloud on the hourly. Me personally, I wouldn't have touched it. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not touching that. Do you know the only reason I'm not touching Cloud there? If you'd have had this on your chart, you could have actually seen here. There's a 4-hour order block there, and it is a bearish order block. It has fired through that order block. Fired through it. It's not come to this 4-hour order block and done something like this. It's literally gone bang, and it's fired through the order block. Do not touch it. Sit on your hands. You don't need to take that trade. Why take that trade? What's the reason to take that trade? There ain't any reason to take that trade. Just leave the trade alone. Your next bearish order block is up here, and it is a very big bearish order block. Very big. If it fires through that order block, do not touch it. Sit on your fucking hands. So, looking at this, there's nothing to tell you there to short that. That's my personal opinion again. There's nothing telling you to short that. But, trade how you like. I like to have decent trades, decent winners. See, even on the hourly, what have you got there to tell you that's going to short? Apart from possibly... No, there's no reason. There's no reason to take that short on that coin. No reason whatsoever. So, yeah. This is how I like to be looking at the trades. Use your order blocks. Use your fair value gaps. Use your point of control, your value area high and your value area low. That's all you need to do to take very good trades to earn decent amounts of money. You don't need to be over trading and think, oh, I need to trade everything that... You don't need to trade everything that you see. You really don't need to trade everything that you see. Find some great setups. Take the trades. Make your money. And if there ain't nothing there, sit on your fucking hands. It's as easy as that. Oh, we're just having a little look at Rune here. Like, you know, see, you've got a fine example of Rune here, yeah? So this is on the 13th of August. That order block has been disrespected. That order block also, on the 4 hourly, we have, so the order block, we have a bearish fair value gap there. It literally flew through that bearish fair value gap. So there's no reason to even short Rune there. We then created a bullish fair value gap. It tapped into that midpoint several times, failed to close above it. And all you're targeting out is this liquidity here. That's it. That point there, that liquidity there. It's hit that liquidity. Nice and easy. And what, you know, what have you taken there? So it's come back here, you've got an order in there. You're going to put your stop loss just below that fair value gap. If you get stopped, you get stopped, so be it. And all you're targeting out is that little bit of liquidity there. And how long does it take? Let's have a little look. From that area there to that area there. That took, I'm just trying to see how many days it was. Normally tells me the days. It's not. Let's have a little look here. Ah, this is the one. That took 9 days. 9 days. And a 10-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Easy fucking peasy. So that's all that's all I'm gonna say about it. Find great trades, take the trades. If there's no clear sign that it's either gonna keep going down or keep going up, or even if it's just that it starts to consolidate, and it's horrible consolidation like BTC here, yeah, on your hourly, if it's doing something like this, it's telling you it cannot break that order block. Take your short, get out the market, go do something fun with your family. Right, and that's it from me. I will try and get another video out about the order book at some point, but I might be a little bit busy this week, well, the rest of the week, but I will try and get a video out about the order book. But in effect, you don't need the order book. I've just shown you don't need the order book. That's telling you there where you need to take trades, when you need to take trades. Otherwise, don't bother. Sit on your fucking hands. And anyways, that's it from me, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.